Okay, by this time, you kind of know that anything you see in your reality is a reflection of you. It's your feedback. This is how you know if you can read the things outside of you. You understand, okay, do I need to go left? Do I need to go right? How do I need to adjust myself to receive that which I want, right? To create it, to manifest what action steps I need to take to create the life that I want. But such an important question came in. Is it my thoughts around what is happening, or is it literally what's happening that is a reflection of my inner world? How do I know? Because I need to know to adjust, right? To create the life that I want. Such a powerful question. Let's dive right in. Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm so excited to be here with you and answering this phenomenal, powerful question that came up from one of you on this YouTube channel, in this community. I want us to begin by taking a deep breath in, because we don't do that a lot. Or maybe you have a meditation practice and that's fantastic, but actually stopping before you start. What is your intention for the next few moments, right? Or for the next 30 seconds? What is your intention? Living intentionally, this is the conscious way of living. So just taking a deep breath into the belly, puffing it up, Santa belly, bringing it up to the chest, up to the nose, and exhaling out through the mouth, allowing yourself to actually be here, okay? What is your intention? What do you want to receive? Maybe it's presence, maybe it's focus, maybe it's, strengthening my core, coming into more me. What does that look like for you? So I am so excited for today, for this beautiful, powerful share that came up. And for you watching this, for you doing this sacred work, for you creating the ripple effect as you choose to live more consciously, giving permission to others to live from that place of centeredness. So I thank you. Now, let me go ahead and read the question that came up, and then I'm going to answer it. I actually haven't prepped for it, and I like guidance to just answer the questions for me. So let's go ahead and do that. So this was on a recent reel, actually, where I spoke about forgiving yourself first. That when we're trying to come out of a negative pattern, let's say it's judgment, it's expectations, like, I don't like this person having expectations about me. A really important part is forgiving yourself whenever you have put expectations onto other people. It's forgiving yourself. Other people are mirrors to you. And it's really difficult to allow yourself that which you are not allowing others. So an example in my life, in a past relationship, I was feeling really unsafe and insecure in the sense that I felt like I wasn't helped, or that I was pulling a lot of the weight. And I would get so frustrated with my partner. Why are they laying on the couch all the time? Why aren't they doing this? And it's like, okay, well, if you can't emotionally be there for me, at least hear all the chores, like do this and this and this around the house. And I couldn't come into this place of, it's safe for me to be. It's safe for me to enjoy my life, right? Because I felt that whenever I did that, I would be judged. But I was the person judging others for this very thing. And so going back to some of those moments, like, I forgive myself for being that very person that I right now am struggling with. That, like, those people that are like, why aren't you doing anything? Shouldn't you do something right now? Like, okay, I don't think, just the being will create things. And that's what it's all about, because you're a human being, not a human doing. Okay, that's just a side note. And beautiful church bells. So it's important to forgive yourself in order to be free, okay? And forgive others, understanding that, I have been that very person, all right? So this was a question in regards to that reel, to give you some background. Not sure I understand. It's just mirrored back to you. If I observe that someone is being violent towards another, does that mean a part of me is violent? Are the behaviors that I see outside, in the outside world, a reflection of my inner world, or is it my thoughts and feelings in response to the behaviors I observe that are revealing the state of my inner world? Beautiful. Such a powerful question. So if I observe violence, does that mean I'm violent myself? Or is it the thoughts that are the problem? Is it the behavior, or is it the thoughts? So here's the thing with this. When something happens in the outer world, if you do not have a button within you, then there's nothing to press. Any people, situations, circumstances around you, outside of you, they can happen. But if you're getting triggered, that means there's a button within you that's not healed, that is being pressed. And now some of you may go to these extremes, like, okay, so if I'm seeing someone being tortured or abused, I should be like, oh, it's okay. I'm not bothered by that because I don't have a button to press. Like, no, that's human compassion, right? This is when we feel injustice and we see that and we're like, I want to create the world a better place. But even with this one, really careful whether it's coming from, I'm observing contrast and I'm getting really clear on what I don't want, and from this place of, wait, what do I want? I don't want this. What do I want? I want to create something like this. What are the action steps to get me here? Because if we're looking at this, oh God, this is horrible. This is so not fair. Let's fix that. You're creating from an energy of lack. You're creating from an energy of aggression, and that is not contributing to love. That is not contributing to life. That is not what Source wants from you. Okay? And you can feel that. You can feel that when there's that fire of like, oh, I'm so angry. There's that negative, there's that shadow energy coming up. Or that inspiration, like, oh, it feels good to help people. It feels good. Like, no, I don't like that there's poverty or that there's war going on. But it feels good to help those people. Okay? Mother Teresa, I think, said something that she would never attend some kind of protest or demonstration against something. That if you want to help, go home and love your family. That it is only when we are for something that we can create change. And this is really crucial here. So this is not to say that, oh, okay, so I'm not going to be triggered if I see something horrible happening in the world. Absolutely not. But you're not getting fired up. You're focused on, oh, what do I want to create? Right? You're focused on the expansion that you came here to embody, to create, to bring to the world. So I hope that that is clear. This is a really important distinction to make. Now with this one, is it the outside things that are manifesting that are the reflection of my inner world, or is it my thoughts around what is happening? There are many different approaches. I'd like to bring you to Ho'oponopono. I recently made a video, it will be somewhere around here, that you can check out. The ways to use Ho'oponopono is incredibly powerful, ancient shamanic practice that has transformed my life personally. But the reason I'm addressing this is because that modality, for example, is really clear on you taking 100% responsibility for your whole entire life. And that can seem like a lot, but when you do that, you will see your life transform. So what does that mean? If you look you open your phone and there's news and you hear that, oh, there was an earthquake on the other side of the world, that's on you. That is for you to clear. If you hear about things, basically, if anything is coming into your reality, whether it's your own thoughts, whether it's manifested, it is within you. It is allowing you to clear that which is coming up in you. And that may seem like a lot, an extreme for a lot of you, but I do strongly recommend just experiment with this. Don't, a lot of us are like, oh, okay, I know what it's about, I don't need to do it. Play around with it. Just play around. You have nothing to lose, right? It's like you can't say this isn't for me if you haven't given it your all, right? So many of us, and that was totally me, just saying like, oh, there's no point of being vegan, or I don't think it makes a difference, or these kind of foods, like eating them or not eating them. It's like, that's not for me. How do you know? If you haven't actually experimented, take 4 weeks out of your life, right? Try it out. Remove this food or add this food in. See how you feel. From that point, when you embody it, you can say, hey, this worked for me, this didn't. But so many of us are so quick to criticize, like, oh, this spiritual teaching doesn't work because it's BS and this is what they're saying. And it's like, have you tried it? Have you lived it? No, then you don't know. And look, not attacking anybody here, have absolutely been in this place. We've all been in this place because our ego protects, right? It's like, well, I don't want to be brainwashed into this. I'm not even going to try it. I just already have an opinion on it. You have no right to an opinion when it's not your experience. Okay? It's as simple as that. So this is one approach that you may want to take. More Ho'oponopono, taking that, that you take personal responsibility for everything. Other teachers can also teach you about manifestation and tell you that, there again, if it's in your reality, you created it, you manifested. But here too, the really dangerous thing is that when people go into this, like, oh my God, I'm creating my own reality, what you're seeing is old news. That was your old frequency manifesting what you see now. So don't dwell on that. Focus on what you want to create next. Okay, this is really important because a lot of people freak out on this. And in regards, if you want to just go purely scientific and psychology, it's about perception and our perspective, right? That, again, if you did not have a trigger, a same thing can happen. The person can do this thing, say this thing, and let's say there are 3 people in the room. I am one, I have another friend there, and this person said something. And I am triggered, like, oh my God, that was so rude what they said. My friend is completely fine with it. It's because for me, it reminds me of what my mother used to say, and God, it pissed me off. And so whenever I hear people say that, it presses something within me because of my previous experience. It's not what this person said. I don't even know what intention they meant to say it with. But because it activated something within me, I got triggered. My friend did not. Okay, I hope this makes sense. So it is your thoughts, and you may want to take, honestly, I mean, it's how far you want to take this and really your purpose of why. Even when we ask questions, this is what I started this video with. What is your intention? So how far you want to take this? What do you want? Do you want to come into this place of empowerment? Do you want to control your reactions to things? This will answer as to which approach is right for you, and there's no right or wrong. Okay, it's just like so many diets, like, oh, do this, don't do that. We all have our individual bodies. We all have different needs at different times of our lives. This is another thing that people try to come into. I'm just going to use diet as an easy example in nutrition. They found something like that works. Oh my God, this is it. I'm going to do this until I die. No, because your body changes. Life is always moving. Nothing in the world is stagnant. And this is so frustrating to the ego. Because they're like, okay, I just want things to be stable and to stop moving. And honestly, if you really get to it, no, you don't. Because if you've ever noticed, this place where you have, let's say you've had that short window where you've accomplished your goals and you're like, yeah, this is really nice. Okay, what's next? Right? You don't want to stand still. That's not your nature. You're here to expand. You're here to create. You're here to want something else. And that's a good thing. But then when things are moving, your ego will tell you, oh, I want things to stay still. And when things are still, you're like, oh God, this is so boring. I want things to move. And I like to say to the ego, pick a fucking lane, okay? Pick a lane. And it's okay that you're both, but you don't get to attack yourself with one extreme or the other because they're simply not true, okay? They are both. So on this note, if you want to dive deeper with this, with tuning into your frequency over and over again, because it's like taking a shower. Do you take one shower once a year and you're like, okay, I'm good for the year? No. Okay, you're going to be gross. And it's the same with energetic hygiene. To maintain that frequency, to not have your inner critic attack you, you have to keep coming back to you. And this is what we do in Thrive. And the link for Thrive is below. It's a monthly membership with lives, with like a whole library of content. So check it out if it resonates with you, if you want to dive deeper with this. And I thank you so much for being here, again, for doing this work. Let us take a deep inhale in as we're closing this powerful moment. Exhaling out, letting me know, what did you hear me say? What landed for you? Or writing it down for yourself. Okay, from this conversation, what landed for me the most? What am I going to walk away with? Because if you didn't walk away with anything, you just wasted your life, okay? Any book, anything, any content, anything that you consume, what did you get out of it? Is it contributing to your expansion? Okay, how can you apply this? How can you embody this? On this note, I thank you and I'm wishing you a very powerful day.